Now, the arresting detective is now in court, speaking about the details that took place when he first arrested Noel Maitland for the disappearance of Donald Lee Dawson. Now, drop a like on the video. Drop a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you think. As a matter of fact, comment justice for Donald Lee Dawson if you want to see justice for Donald Lee Dawson. Now, Maitland was subsequently charged with not only her murder, but preventing the lawful burial of a corpse, meaning, say, him hide our remains. Now, it is said that Noel Maitland screamed out, "Jaja," when he was being arrested. Now, Jaja is a popular illumination among many Jamaicans depicting disillusionment at an action or development in a matter. Means the people say that when they say, yo, them can't believe, say, this really take place. Now, during the trial, the detective sergeant assigned to the Special Operations Unit of the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime CTAC branch shared with the 7-member jury in the case details of Maitland's arrest. Now remember, a CTAC, they'd go for Maitland. You know? The detective sergeant said, on the day in question, he was called by a supervisor who gave him certain instructions. He was quoted as saying, "I followed through with the instructions and proceeded to drive out in an unmarked service vehicle along with 2 other detectives to the law offices, TWP, located on Duke Street in Kingston. I was at inside the building where I observed a man, or the accused man, who was the lone man in the dock today." Seeing that Maitland is the only person facing trial for Donald Lee Dawson's murder, disappearance, and unlawful and preventing her lawful burial. Having a conversation with his attorney, Mr. Christopher Townsend, the policeman testified. "Mr. Townsend and I spoke, and I made an arrangement. After the conversation, I walked Mr. Noel Maitland through the front door of the office. It was not disgraceful arrest. Yeah, them never disgrace Maitland. You must say, I'm walking through the front door of the office. I identified myself as well as the other team members. I arrested him formally for the offense of murder. I cautioned him, and he replied, 'Jaja,' the detective sergeant said. He shared that he cautioned Maitland, telling him he was not obliged to say anything unless he wished to, but that whatever he said would be taken down in writing and used as evidence in the court of law. That is not just something we want to sip on TV. When you hear them say, anything you say against you might be used against you in the court of law. Like when you watch Law and Order. No, that's actually a real thing. Anything you say to an officer will be written down. Anything at all. And that's why this statement was written down. And him tell him saying that I got to do it. And Maitland supposedly already know. Maitland's a 13-year member of law enforcement. 13 years. Think about that. 13 years. He was also quoted as saying, I searched this person and found nothing on him. As per my further instructions, I asked his father, who was in our presence, where his son's cell phone was. He told me something and gave me a phone. His father said, only the banger I have. But his father said, but you don't know, a banger phone is a term for a regular cell phone, not the more expensive brands. So it might have a camera, it might not. I want the most basic forms of cell phone. But the fact is, I say him, tell him, say have it. The brand of the phone was a blue, even though the phone was green. The brand name of the phone is blue. I reminded Mr. Maitland that he was still under caution and asked him whose phone it was and he responded saying it was his. I then proceeded to the C-top base with the accused man, wrote up the phone and an form where they used for detail the evidence, which is a form for any electronic device to be written up and submitted to the Computer Forensics and Cybercrime Division. I invited him to sign the form. He declined. The detective sergeant said Maitland never want cooperate. To how he didn't make it sound, or his attorneys didn't make it sound like he did cooperate. But he never want to sign this. He explained that the phone, which he said was took from Maitland, was packaged along with a form and handed to the sergeant for safekeeping. He said he then transported Maitland to the Grand Spend police station, where he was handed over to be kept in custody. He was quoted as saying, I also informed the investigators of the arrest of Constable Noel Maitland and the seizure of the phone. I retrieved the same packaged cell phone and caused it to be submitted to the Communications Forensic and Cybercrime Division, the CFCD, the policeman told the court. He said the CFCD accepted the phone along with the attached report, and the phone was assigned a case number. During cross-examination, which was brief, Attorney Christopher Townsend asked the witness if Maitland actually said Jaja when he was being arrested. The detective sergeant said that yes, or the word was reiterated, but confirming that Maitland said so. However, the attorney suggested to him that no such thing was said. The attorney tell him, say, point blank, he might make this up. Mr. Townsend, I guess that is why he get paid the big money. I guess this is why Mr. Townsend get pays the big money. This man look this sergeant in his face and tell him, say, no such thing was said and make him make up this night code. Nothing go so. I've never heard this. Townsend also suggested that Maitland did not tell him that the cell phone that was confiscated belonged to him, because Maitland now said the phone and a theme. Maitland could be seen in the prisoner's dock, shaking his head in apparent disagreement, while the detective insisted that the constable told him the phone was his. And that's why Maitland no longer wants to accept or was saying that the phone was it. That's why I not sign the paper. Because now he must say, I never feel him phone. And the detective I say, the phone never depend him. And somebody else give him, and his father give him the phone. Talk to me in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Until we reason again, live, love, and prosper, and stay tuned.